ballers, listen up. One thing I want you guys to remember is form. Make sure you're doing good, correct form whenever you're doing these exercises. Bigger, better, faster, stronger, on and off the field. So let's make sure we're doing all 5 reps, 5 sets. 5 push-ups, 5 up-downs, 5 sit-ups, 5 jumping ballers, and 5 get-ups. Make sure you alternate your direction on your get-ups. And then one thing, last but not least, I want you to watch this short video on coaching drills on how to give instructions for signs, how to read indicators, and how to read tails. That way we're not giving away our signs to the other team. We can make sure we keep it short, sweet, and simple. Take a word from this guy. He's going to take it from here.
Signs, getting confused and costing your team runs, whether it's a hit and run sign, a bunt sign, a steal sign. Clear communication between the coaches and the players is going to make all the difference. In this video, we're going to show you 4 proven sign systems that you can implement with your youth baseball team today. Learn what to do, and more importantly, what not to do, so your team is always on the same page. Coaches, before we dive into our 4 sign systems, it's important that when we teach signs to our players, we start simple. Start with 1 or 2 basic signs. Make sure your players have a good grasp and a good understanding of the basic sign system. Next, practice regularly. When we practice base running at practice, we have our coaches stand at third base and give the signs to our players. We want to make sure before we take the field on opening day, each kid understands each sign. And lastly, quiz your players. Do it in your before practice meeting. Do it during base running, and even do it at the end. This is going to keep them sharp, and it's going to make sure that they understand each one of the signs that you guys have as a team.
Why is he just standing there?
Coach, you're going way too fast.
So sign system number 1 was the indicator and decoy system. As you just saw in that skit, I went way too fast with my decoys. So I confused the runner. Coaches, you're going to have an indicator, and that indicator might be the sleeve. Whatever sign after the sleeve is the actual sign. Everything else is just a decoy. So I'm going through here. This all means nothing. Once I hit the indicator, it's now the sign after that becomes the sign. So make sure when you're going through your signs, you go nice and slow with your indicator and then the signs after that. Don't go so quick that they miss what's happening. Indicator, decoys. So make sure you go slow, take your time so that your players get the signs properly.
All right, coaches, next up, the body touch system. So we're going to keep it simple here. We're going to say that my belt is bunt, my hat is hit and run, and my arm is steal. Whichever body part I touch last, that's going to be our sign. So as I go through my signs right here, nothing's on until the last touch. So I touch my belt last, that would indicate that it's going to be a bunt. I would do the same thing, absolutely nothing's on, but when I touch my hat, that stands for hit and run. And I go through my signs nice and slow, and the last one I touch is my sleeve or my arm, and that's going to indicate that it's a steal. Now we just did last touch. It can be first touch. It can be first touch after a certain sign or after an indicator, but the key is to keep it simple. As I mentioned before, we want to practice regularly, you want to quiz your players, and you want to try to implement these at practices and during pregame.
Coaches, we know how important it is to be organized and communicate with your players during practice, and you don't have time to do it. So we made 6 weeks of practice plans. Click the link below and get your 6 weeks of practice plans today. Wait. No. Not that one, that one. This one. Coaches, we need to make sure that we have a wipe or an eraser sign in our sign system. So what we're going to do is the hands across the chest. You can go arm down the sleeve. You can go across the belt. What we're going to use is across our chest. So if I'm doing a system where I have an indicator and a sign, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I don't want the hit and run, I erase it, and I can go right back into, I want a bunt sign. So I can go through, hit and run. Oh, shoot. Nope. Okay, let's do it again. Bunt. Perfect. Because there's a lot of times when we're on the field and we get caught up in the moment. We want to put a certain sign on, then we see something specific, or we see the coach is doing a pitch out and we want to slam the brakes. We want to stop the steal, so we have to break it. Okay, so at any time, I can break the sign and start from scratch. So that's the eraser or wipe signal in our sign system.
All right, coaches, next up, the clap system. This is a simple but an effective way to teach signs, especially to the younger players that are going to get confused or overwhelmed with too many touches. So basically what this means is nothing is on. There is no sign until the very end. And when I clap, that's going to indicate one of three things. One clap means bunt, two claps means hit and run, three claps means steal. So again, I'm going to go through it nice and slow. The player's watching me, even though nothing's on. I do one clap, that means bunt. Same thing, nothing's on right here, just putting up decoy signs. That means hit and run. And then the last one, which would be three claps and a steal, is a great way to get your younger players to just concentrate on watching until the very end. Again, all the signs before that are decoys.
Ballers, hopefully you took away a few key ingredients from there. Short, sweet, simple. We're going to keep the signs nice and easy Sunday. We may do a clap indicator, we may do a hat indicator, but let's make sure every time we're in the box, we're stepping out looking for our signs down at third base sign. Every time we're on first base, we're looking ahead to the third base coach for our signs to steal or not steal. Sunday, whenever we go out there and scrimmage, we're going to go out there and have fun, play hard with our best attitude and our best effort. Good job on your workout tonight, guys. Go ahead and make sure you hit that comment and let me know you got it done tonight. See you guys Friday, if not Friday, Sunday. Ballers on 3. 1, 2, 3. Ballers!